And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Craven Community College, it's In the Know.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to In the Know. I'm Craig Ramey.
I'm Megan Johnson. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, Megan. It's so great to see you.
Yes, it's a beautiful Thursday morning.
It is. Tell me the date so we know.
February 15th.
It's an exciting day.
It's belated Happy Valentine's Day.
Do people celebrate that? How long? Like, you know how...
Well, I didn't see you yesterday, so Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Every year at New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, people say Happy New Year for a month or so.
I know.
How long can you say Happy Valentine's Day? Is it just today?
Just today.
So it's Galentine's Day on the 13th,
correct.
Right? And
I don't celebrate it, though. I forgot about it, actually.
Yeah. Well,
I've got a lot of friends.
Your gals are
yes,
upset.
Gals.
They were wondering.
Sorry, gals.
They were wondering where you were. Well, I hope you had a happy Valentine's Day.
I did. I got flowers and had a lovely meal, and yes, it was very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. You?
Yeah, it was
great.
Did
you shower Jessica with love?
Yes,
Good.
I did. Got her some flowers, and then I just like to cook a special meal, so I did that.
That's what I had. I got pampered.
Did you?
Kitchen was clean when I got home.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
The whole thing.
What did you have?
He wrote grilled steaks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It was very good.
Yeah?
Yeah. A little backwards, because it was Lent, so it was for Ash Wednesday, so I wasn't supposed to eat meat, but I didn't want to tell him that, so forgive me all. But, so we had fish the night before.
You broke all the rules.
I just didn't have the heart to tell him.
Okay.
Because he was trying so hard.
All right.
He's a good man.
We
and he cooked both dinners, so guess who's not going to complain?
You can't complain. No.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. So
it
was lovely.
We've talked a lot about the date.
Yes, it's the 15th. So guess what else today is?
Wait, before you do that, we need to thank our friends in the booth.
Oh my gosh, I'm just jumping ahead.
Right, it's because you're so excited about Valentine's Day.
I was.
That's okay.
Good morning.
So who do we have in the booth? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. So we have
Nikki and Rashim here.
Yep, peek in there, Rashim. Let's see ya. There he is.
There's Rashim. Hey, Rashim.
So he's helping us with some stuff behind the scenes as well as Nikki. So good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day yesterday and celebrated it however you prefer to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to be politically correct. People need to celebrate Valentine's Day however they want.
However they want.
That's right.
Absolutely.
If you know me, you know I'm politically correct.
Always.
And also, in just a little bit, we'll be talking with our guest today. We have Dr. Jeff Wilke from the Craven Community College Small Business Center, and he'll be talking about things all business.
All business.
It's business time today.
Business.
Yeah.
We've got some business going on.
But in addition to it being a business day, there's obviously something else special about today, right? February 15th is what?
It's National Gumdrop Day.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What's in a gum? Well, look at that.
Okay, gumdrops. They're very pretty.
They are pretty.
I
You going
don't
to tell
like
me
them.
what's in a gumdrop?
Do you like a gumdrop? I don't like them.
Depends.
I think they're pretty. They're fun to decorate with. But okay, so
yeah, they are. They're more of a you glue them onto a gingerbread house or something.
Cupcakes, gingerbread houses, things like that. So National
Okay.
Gumdrop Day recognizes a favorite candy for many, the gumdrop. There's no question as to what to do. Eat the gumdrop and eat as many as you want. That's what they say. I don't know.
Eat as many as you want?
Eat as many as you want.
I don't know if I can stand by that.
According to the people that decided it was going to be National Gumdrop Day, they say they're tasty, they're colorful, and they're a chewy candy that's made with gelatin and then coated with sugar. They come in a variety of flavors and can either be fruity or spicy. I didn't know that there was a spicy
Yeah,
version.
I've had spicy gumdrops.
Really?
Yeah, they're good.
Interesting.
But I don't like being reminded that they're made with gelatin. You know?
Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. These little candy treats make terrific embellishments for decorating gingerbread houses and other baked goods. Now, see if you know this answer. What board game had Gumdrop Pass and Gumdrop Mountain?
Well, that's an easy one.
What?
Candyland.
Yeah, that's right. Candyland.
Yeah,
I
of
love
course.
Candyland. That was
Yeah?
fun.
When was the last time you played it, though?
Probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's way easier than I remember.
Yes, it is.
There's not a whole lot to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ages 2
So
and up, I think.
there was a gentleman named Percy Truesdell. Following his death, he was actually considered the Gumdrop King, and he took this chunky vegetable oil, sugar, corn syrup, fruit juice, powdered fruit gel, pectin, baking soda, and food coloring. And a lot of the old recipes for gumdrops were kind of chunky, and he found the right consistency for cornstarch to make it soft and smooth. So still chewy, but not chunky.
Yeah.
So he was.
That all sounds very innovative.
Well, he was also a chemist and a candy maker. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think you have to be to create new candies,
Yeah.
right? But you said he was the Gumdrop King.
Gumdrop King.
I just kept thinking about what his crown looked like. Like, do you think he had a gumdrop crown?
That would have been really cool.
He had to have, right?
Yes.
Probably
So-
had a mold, and then he glued more gumdrops onto the crown as his little jewels.
So we have the pictures, Zanetta, of the crew cuts? So these four gentlemen were called the Crew Cuts,
Oh,
and
that
they
was
actually
a band name?
It was a band name, yeah.
I like it.
They have a song called Gumdrops, and I tried to get the lyrics, but for whatever reason I wasn't allowed to. Wouldn't let me cut and paste them. But it's really a fun little song, and Zanetta's actually going to put the link to the YouTube video of the Gumdrops singing that song.
Okay.
And they were a Canadian band or vocal quartet, and they made a number of popular records that charted in the U.S. and worldwide. They named themselves after the very popular crew cut haircut, one of the first connections made between pop music and hairstyle. They were most famous for their recording of the Chords hit Shaboom, Shaboom. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, shaboom, shaboom. Yep. So that's the Crew Cuts.
All right.
Isn't
They
that
look
cool?
like a wild bunch.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't
Those
wanna mess with
Canadians. They're-
Wild Canadians
Watch
with the
out.
short hair. Yeah, okay.
Watch out, watch
And
out.
There's the link. By the way, speaking of link, if you're watching the show live now, hello. We're always happy to see
Yes.
you. We have the show here, and then, of course, posted later on YouTube and other Facebook channels that we have around. But while you're watching the show today, if you're watching it live, please say hello and drop in any questions you might have.
And if you like
for us
gumdrops or
and-
not.
Or for Jeff. Or if you like gumdrops, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor? I assume they're all the same flavor.
They say they're
Pectin.
different. They can change.
Oh,
They can
except
be
for spicy.
spicy or fruity, and they get different flavors. So
Okay.
the black ones are going to taste like licorice.
Do they?
Black. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean,
A gumdrop is like a
It's more of a
jelly bean
texture
without
thing.
the coating, right?
yeah, it's like the little granular coating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar
I don't
tossed.
know. You know what today also is?
What?
It's the 39th anniversary of The Breakfast Club coming out.
Oh wow!
The movie The Breakfast Club. Yeah. Wow.
I love that meme where it says which North Carolina school they go to. Have you seen that before?
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's so spot on.
But I don't
If you
remember
haven't
which
seen
is
it, just
which.
Google it. It's really kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah. We should have found that. Maybe we can post that up later. I'm going to do another one later.
Okay.
This is the national week of, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit later.
Okay. All right.
I think it'll tie in with what Jeff's talking about.
Okay.
Oh,
So you're getting
okay.
straight to business.
I'm going straight to business.
Speaking of
small
business.
business.
Segue button, hit it. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
And thanks for coming out on this absolutely beautiful morning. And we're so
It
pleased
is,
to have
isn't
you.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. And this is your second debut on In the Know,
Yes, it is.
but different
Well-
locations. So this is the first time you've been in the
Right.
darkroom studio.
Yeah, this is first time here, and it's wonderful here.
Yeah, welcome.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, you oversee or the director of the Small Business Center that we
Correct.
have located at the Volt Center.
Correct.
So for people who are not aware or familiar with what the Small Business Center does, let's give them the overview of the sort of the resources and mission and purpose of this.
Sure, I'd be happy to. We serve all of Craven County, and it's two major segments that we serve. One is the aspiring business owner, the person that's looking to become a business owner, we help. And then the existing small business owner that needs help. So we got those two big segments. And the two main services that we offer at our center, and all our services are free, by the way, are individual one-on-one counseling that is private, and we do hands-on events, educational events in the community. So those are two main services. We're also a very good resource of information. We have our own library at the center and so forth. So that's our main services that we offer right now. I'm happy to announce that this year we're going to be opening an incubator as well. And a small business incubator is a place where businesses could start their business and kind of reduce some of the risk that normal businesses face, startups face, entrepreneurs face, which is things like the cost of starting the business and getting the traction to get out into the real market. So we're going to provide affordable space to reduce some of that risk, and in addition to that, to provide mentorship and assistance.
I can see that's
know.
also a great place for people to network as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like one person can occupy it. It can be several people. Is that right?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to visualize it.
The building is adjacent to where we are at the Vault, which is we're at building 209, and just right next to us is a 4-bay building that we're going to transform into this incubator. So there'll be 4 spaces available for entrepreneurs. So if you're a hard-charging entrepreneur that has pretty good potential to get funding, this could be the program for you.
So how will they, well, first of all, have you started the process to revamp this particular building?
Not yet. Okay. We're in the process of finalizing a lot of the administrative stuff behind it.
Right, but we have the grant funding to be able to get it started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the funding for it. The
yeah,
plans.
the Golden Leaf grant's in place. Work on the building has actually started.
Okay. Do you have an ETA for that?
I'm guessing
I'm just
probably,
thinking if I'm ready to go start up my lawn business, I just want to know.
From what I hear,
So-
2 months around there.
Oh, wow, that's
You know,
really quick.
so
Very good.
being an administrator, I would like to get the program kind of kicked off and people identified for the program before the building is actually completed.
Will it be an application process or like
Yes.
a registration or?
Yeah, there'll be an application process with links through our website, and
Okay.
we'll have an advisory committee as well to help me with the process.
Yeah, and it's called the Generator, the Small Business Center Generator, because it's generating new business, right? Helping
Yes,
new small
correct.
business owner or people who want to start a small business generate. Right.
It's also a really good play on words. The
Yeah,
Volt
I mean
Center.
that's
You know,
not
it's
an
throwing
accident.
out some volts.
Right? That's not an accident.
Did you
yeah.
help with that, Mr. Marketer?
I was involved, but I didn't.
No.
I don't get all credit. No.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I get any credit.
It's clever.
Jeff
though.
gets credit.
Jeff, it's clever.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great location for this too, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
well,
just outside the door of the Small Business Center.
Right.
So,
I mean, we're right next to the freeway, and we're very close to the downtown New Bern area.
right.
So,
It's a great location in town, but I mean, it's also a great location as far as the resources that you have at the Small
Oh,
Business
yeah,
Center. Right?
I
'Cause you
mean,
can have your business space. There's obviously plenty of parking there for people who would come and visit those potential business owners. But then people who are trying to start a new business, they can literally walk out the door and walk next door.
right. It's right next door to us, so they're going to have on-site assistance and mentorship through this program. So the way it's going to be set up, it's more like an accelerated program. So it's going to be 2 years long, meaning that the max time they could be in the incubator is 2 years.
Yeah, and so the idea is that they go in there and they get their feet under them, they get all
Right.
of their resources, their plan developed, and then after
Right.
the 2 years, another aspiring
We
entrepreneur comes in.
want to help them out in such a way that they gain enough traction to move out into town and be successful.
I can also see if it's a trade business, you know, like maybe somebody's opening up a new HVAC
Well,
company or something, and
that's-
then we've got folks right there as well that are being trained.
That's a good point, Megan. And since it is more like a bay type style space, I think it's probably more suitable for kind of like a light construction or manufacturing type business. Or other businesses that would be suitable for that type of space. So it's not a traditional office space.
Right.
There's going to be a sink and place for people to bring in equipment for their business and so forth.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I guess the space wise, it's sort of the equivalent to like a storage bay, right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, the spaces aren't going to be that big, and I think that's why it's suitable for a small startup.
yeah. So you mentioned the basic resources that the small business provides to our community
Right.
before. I think it's important to remind people that these are free resources, right? Because starting
Correct.
a new business is very expensive, very risky, right? A lot of opportunities for failure, a lot of pitfalls there if you don't have somebody guiding you along the way, right? So I think it's really important that people who think they maybe can't afford these resources or don't have time for them or whatever, but you offer workshops and appointments, and
Right.
it's a very open door for
Very good. You know, we are starting to get a lot of walk-in traffic as well, and like you said, all our services are free. So, I mean, people could formally follow our links at the website and schedule counseling or request it. The same with registering for all our events, or they could walk in and simply get help too.
Speaking of events, what's the next one you have coming up?
We have a lot of events. Usually we have events every week. Okay, so just give you an idea. So far this year, this fiscal year, we've provided 36 events and over 290 attendees.
That's great.
So our next event is a lunch and learn event. Now we have 2 lunch and learn events every month. One is with the New Bern Chamber of Commerce, and the other one with the Havelock Chamber. And we try to do these every third Wednesday for the New Bern Chamber and every fourth Thursday for the Havelock Chamber. And this is a good way for people in the community to take advantage of our services, since the Craven's kind of spread out. You know,
absolutely.
So we have a New Bern Lunch and Learn, which is going to go over content marketing. That's in February 21st. And then we have our Havelock event this month on the 22nd.
What's the topic?
Actually, that one's going to be how to use your chamber membership for small business. So that's going to be a good one.
So content marketing in New Bern next week, and then how to use your chamber membership in Havelock after that.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting about this county is we have 2 Chamber of Commerce. So, I encourage a lot of the small business owners either to join one of them or perhaps both. And you were mentioning networking at the beginning of the show, and that's an important part of creating awareness for your business.
You know, when you talk about small business and the growth of New Bern, I don't know numbers, but I'm sure between Chamber or the what's that other group that's the tourism one that they count the
CVB,
numbers.
TDA.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're tracking these numbers, like when we have festivals or we have special events or we have art walk, and they can see, and I know that the businesses themselves are grateful because it kind of helps, like, what's the best time to keep my store open and what's not. And so this is, I think the fact that you are creating this generator space is synonymous that New Bern continues to grow with businesses, and the fact that that downtown area keeps coming north up Broad Street as well is, that's a great opportunity to come right literally in the Volt Center backyard.
Well, and I think that was part of the plan from the beginning, is that the
was the
Volt would
intention.
be sort of the bookend of
But it's working, I guess, is my
of
point.
that corridor. Yeah, it
It's
certainly
working,
is.
and the numbers are there, and it's interesting. And when you're talking about the number of attendees, that's truly synonymous of people interested.
And that's quite a bit, looking at our performance at the center. That's why I say that we're growing, because the numbers that we're at right now are much higher than the same time we were last year.
So when we were talking about a small business that is down there, I'm going to throw in my National Week of now, okay, if that's all right?
That is all right.
Is that good? Okay. So this happens to be the Random Act of Kindness Week. So it's February 12th through the 18th. So that's through Sunday. Of course, I think people should do random acts of kindness every day. But I know that the coffee shop on the corner of Broad and I don't know the other street, Crema Brew, they have a place, or they have an opportunity where you can actually pay it forward and buy somebody else another cup of coffee.
Yes.
And I think you buy like a wooden nickel, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
So if you know of other businesses in town that offer something like that, I'd love to hear it in the comments section of how
you can pay it forward
pay
and do
it
a nice
forward,
thing for somebody
exactly.
else. Yep.
Where they have something already in place for random acts of kindness. And I'd also love to hear what was the last, you don't have, sometimes you don't want to tell your good deeds that you've done because it kind of takes away, tarnishes it a little bit. But if you've been on the reciprocating end of a random act of kindness recently, I'd love to hear what that was too. I think that'd be very interesting.
I think that's great. Because it makes us feel good when we hear that people are genuinely good people doing nice things for others. Right.
Yeah. So, and I think that, anything we should do, and, especially even when you're building a business, how do you incorporate that attention to kindness and detail that it helps come back into the community, because that's what keeps your doors open. That's what keeps customers coming back, so when they do things like that.
Well, the big thing with business is creating relationships. And I think that's a good point you're making there.
So,
because random acts of kindness help build those relationships too, right?
Correct.
People remember when somebody has done something just
Special,
nice and
over the
special
top.
for them. Yeah.
Correct.
Unexpected.
And the other thing is you're trying all the time to build a good image and reputation for your business as well. So
So have you been on the receiving end recently? Can you think of one?
Put on the spot right now, no, but
If I got my hands full of my bags, would you see me walking in with it, and somebody just holds the door or punches the thing so it automatically opens up for me? That to me is huge. You know, when I see somebody on the other side who clearly sees me struggling and doesn't do it, I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
You know, come on now, you can open the door.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so that's an easy one. Open the
Yeah,
door for somebody
absolutely.
today. Yeah.
Or like I said yesterday, you know, my husband wanted to make sure I didn't come home to a sink full of dishes. You know, he made sure that was done. That's a nice act of kindness that he didn't have to do.
Yeah.
So
But you do it every day.
I do it every day. I mean, I do get help. I mean, I'm not the only one, but
Yeah.
so. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just that coming home from a long day of work and anyway.
Yeah, that's
just
nice. How about you, Jeff? Have you had a random act of kindness? Have you been the recipient of a random act of kindness recently?
well, not this morning yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You know,
Yeah. Or maybe before the
But-
week is out.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I get a lot of satisfaction at the center because we do help people every day with their business or starting one, and that's kind of like their dream, you know, and just seeing that happen for people where their dreams actually come true,
Yeah. That's great.
so to speak. So
I think this is kind of interesting. At the end, it says, become an RAK, a random act of kindness activist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like rolling
Yep.
through life doing
Yep.
kind
so
acts.
sign up on their, you can go to their webpage. They actually have an RAK website, Random Act of Kindness Week. Encourage your friends and family to give back in their way and aspire others with acts of kindness.
So another way you could do a random act of kindness truly is support a small business. Right?
Absolutely.
Before the week is out, pick a small business you want to go to and go buy something from that business
Support
for
them.
someone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you were talking about tourism before and how they track those numbers. There really is a correlation between small business in New Bern and Craven County and our tourism. People,
Correct.
when they talk about the charm and what they like about New Bern and when they want to come and visit, they really do comment on a lot of the small businesses
Right.
and the lack of larger chains and,
Correct.
and the historic and tourist-based areas. So it really is the lifeblood of our tourism. It's like why we like living here. So so do go support a small
Yes.
business today.
Yes. The big
Yeah.
box stores they give me the willies. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, they're-
they're there for a reason. I get it.
Yes.
But sometimes I get in the parking lot and I'm like, where else can I get this? I got,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just
Well, I will say I was doing some home repairs a couple of months ago. Went to a couple of big box stores because I was like, that's the only place I'll find it. They didn't have it. And then I said, well, let me go check Mitchell. They had it.
Really?
A random thing that was sitting on a shelf that nobody else had, and they had it in the back corner. So
That's cool. And not surprised.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, not surprised at all. So, Jeff, anything else you'd like to share with us about the space, the maker space or generator space? Anything else that...
well, you know, we do have a lot of services, and a couple that come to mind is we have a program called Live Plan, and that's a internet web-based type software where we use that to help people do their business plan writing. And what's good for us is as counselors that we could log in anytime and see the progress of the client with their business plan. So we have that program, and it works very well. The other one is Profit Sense. That's more of a financial type of platform where we could take numbers, financial numbers from the company and plug it in and see how their performance is in relation to other financial data and benchmark it that's already in the program. Because the Profit and Sense has one of the largest financial databases of privately owned companies. And the other good part of that platform is we could bring up industry reports to let clients know how things are going in the industry in which they operate. So those are two good things that we do. And back to the events, I do help with Boots to Business every month at Cherry Point, and we teach business out there for the Marines that are transitioning into the private sector. So that's some of the additional things we do. And one thing I want to point out is there's a small business center at every community college in this state, which is very interesting because I've been to many other states and they just don't have programs as robust as this one. And I'm happy to announce that we're celebrating our 40-year anniversary in May for the Small Business Center Network throughout the state. It's been in place for 40 years now. It started in 1984.
Well, Zanetta was sharing with me, one of our previous guests.
Right.
She owns Nine Limb Striker, and she is she was one of our guests in the past, and she went to the Small Business Center 6 years ago, and she's now celebrating her 6th anniversary.
Right.
And now she's expanding again. And then she's also going to be teaching some of our community enrichment programs as well. So, I mean, that was a perfect example of how somebody utilized, she had a dream, she had an idea, she had a plan, and she utilized the services of our Small Business Center here. And
Right.
now she's 6 years in business and expanding. That's pretty
That's great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of businesses and expanding, we got some stuff to talk about in the
some
community.
community events going on,
and this is some great stuff. We encourage everybody, and I know that Zanetta will throw in the link for our Small Business Center as well, so people can go there. And I know
Yes,
you've got
please.
like a QR code and some other stuff so people can log in. I guess they can reserve a space or spot, to come to the events
Right.
and things like that.
Registration's free, so, people could look through what events we have coming up and register. And I encourage everyone to take full advantage of what we have to offer.
That's awesome.
great.
Okay.
Well, thanks again,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah,
We
thank
really
you.
appreciate
Great,
you
Jeff.
coming out.
Yeah.
And but stay put because we're going to talk about some. What are they going to be?
Okay, it's time for community events.
That was a little weak.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let's take two. It's time for community events.
Much better.
After Work Classical Rebels, February 15th at 6 p.m. at the Bank of the Arts. Classic Music Rebels? Do they exist? They do exist. Enjoy music for strings and harp by Fanny Mendelssohn, Igor Stravinsky, Jesse Montgomery, and Astor Piazzolla. Composers seeking new ground in their classical worlds. Tickets are $30 and can be purchased at carolinachambermusic.org.
Next, The Fox on the Fairway, February 16th through the 18th, 7:30 p.m. at Newbern Civic Theater. Get ready for an uproaring evening of golf, love, and unexpected events. Join Newbern Civic Theater for The Fox on the Fairway on February 16th and 18th, or through the 18th. That's Friday, Saturday, and a matinee on Sunday. Tickets can be purchased at the door or at newberncivictheater.org. I would highly recommend, and I'm going to show this, I would highly recommend that you go online and order, because I went Sunday matinee and there were, I think, 6 seats left, and they were purchased on Friday. So if you are interested, and it was fabulous and funny, and I saw a lot of new faces up on the stage, and Craig, you should be very proud because Craig is the director of it, and he did a
Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful job. So
Thank you for that.
go support it. Again, this is also not a small business in the sense, because it's a nonprofit theater that needs your support to keep going. It was the first time I'd been back since all the upgrades and changes, and they have done a beautiful job. And of course, that took a lot of support from the community
It
and a
did.
lot of volunteering. So go support the theaters. We got 2 wonderful ones in town. So
We do, yeah.
Yep.
Because Color Purple, they closed out this past weekend as well over at Rivertown, which was a
huge
tremendous
success.
show. Mhm.
Yes, huge success.
Yeah, they sold out that last weekend. So I think it's also great that on a weekend where you have one theater selling out shows, that we were still able to have as many people come to Fox on the
Correct.
Fairway as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Go on out. It's
Yep.
really, really funny. And, I'm a musical girl, and it's not a musical, and I still laughed my caboose off.
I'm glad to hear that. I thought I heard it like rolling down the aisle. Yeah.
Choo-choo.
Walk with the Doc, February 17th at 9 a.m., Creekside Park, or the Newbern Mall if weather is too cold. Dr. Oliver will give a brief presentation on heart failure, symptoms, and treatments, followed by a short 1.5-mile walk around the track. Community members are invited to walk all or part of it, and all abilities are welcomed.
This is also National Heart Awareness Month.
Yes, Heart Month, February.
Yep,
yeah.
Heart Month. So, and I've been an advocate of this. So please don't ignore signs or symptoms. Go get checked. So I'll just leave it at that. That's my little PSA.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself. Oh, it's my turn.
I think so. Yeah. I
My
think it's
turn.
your turn.
Sorry.
Yeah.
French Connections, February 17th, 7 to 9 p.m. Bank of the Arts. Harpist and co-founder Anna Reinersman, I'm sorry if I say that wrong, Reinersman, joins string and piano artists in the Powerhouse program filled with musical color anchored by French master Debussy and Cézanne and Fauré. There is a pre-concert discussion at 6:30 and champagne reception to follow. Tickets are $35 for general admission and can be purchased at carolinachambermusic.org. I love pre-concert discussions. Kind of like a little master class.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Very cool.
Family Festive Concert, February 18th from 3 to 4 p.m. at First Presbyterian Church. Local youth musicians will team with Carolina Chamber Music Festival artists in a delightful concert for kids of all ages. This concert is free and open to the public. For more information, visit carolinachambermusic.org.
Okay, so again on the 18th, it is you can just concert hop on the 18th.
Yeah.
So a little bit later in that evening, you've got North Carolina Symphony, Beethoven Symphonies Number 5, February 18th, 7:30 to 10 p.m. at the Riverfront Convention Center. The North Carolina Symphony is back in New Bern to perform Beethoven's iconic Fifth Symphony. And it will be a night to remember. I just stumbled all over that sentence. Sorry. Tickets can be purchased online at the northcarolinasymphony.org or in person at Visit New Bern on 316 South Front Street.
You ever hear the disco version of that song, Beethoven's Fifth? It was in the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack and movie. That's okay.
No, I'm not sure.
Well, maybe we'll put a link in there for the 3 people who care in the world about that song. African American Health Summit, February 20th from 1 to 6 p.m. at the Riverfront Convention Center. Trillium is offering a free public health summit to share how to improve health in the African American community. So February 20th from 1 to 6 p.m.
More music coming. Carolina Style Chorus, February 22nd, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Oringer Hall, celebrating their 50th anniversary, the award-winning International Sweet Adelines Barbershop a cappella women's group. The Carolina Style Chorus is performing February 22nd at Oringer Auditorium on the campus of Craven Community College. Tickets are $35 for general admission and can be purchased at Craven Concerts, nc.org. I'm not sure. I don't know. It looks like it might be a typo, but anyway, you can find it at cravenconcerts.org.
Sorry, Craven Concerts, INC.
INC. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The Eastern, that's one word, the Eastern Carolina Aviation Heritage Foundation, February 23rd from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Join retired USMC pilot Colonel Mikael Huber. Is that right?
I think it's Michael.
Okay. Michael?
I think it is.
But it says Mikael up there. Or Michael. Okay.
I don't know.
Colonel Huber.
Colonel Huber.
As he shares his experience from the Naval Academy to USMC Cherry Point and onward to the commercial aviation industry. Proceeds from the event benefit Eastern Carolina Aviation Heritage and efforts to inspire youth to pursue new and exciting career pathways through STEM. Do we know what STEM stands for?
Science, technology, energy, engineering, and math.
That's right.
Or engineer.
Yep. Tickets are $60 and can be purchased at ecaviationheritage.com.
Now, that wraps up our day here in the Darkroom Studio.
It's been a beautiful day. Happy belated Valentine's Day for the last time.
Thank you again.
Yeah,
I appreciate it very much. That was a nice random act of kindness, sir. Just glad you didn't give me a gumdrop.
If I had one, I would. I'm sorry.
No. Actually, Zanetta did purchase some, and she goes, I left them on the counter.
What?
I know.
Okay.
So we could have tried them and figure out which flavor. Like, we could have done a blind test on
maybe
color
next
flavor.
time.
Maybe next time. Jeff, again, thank you for being with
Thank
us.
you.
And we will continue to celebrate the Small Business Center's success here at Craven Community College. But in the meantime, we're going to come back to to In the Know next Thursday, February 22nd. North Carolina History Theater is back on the podcast with The Importance of Being Earnest, coming out in March. So we are looking forward to that. And our guest will be Kathy Morrison, and she is with also New Bern Historical Center. So we're very excited to have her back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the North Carolina History Theater.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But
Great.
she works with both.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
she's
okay.
with both of them.
Wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So in the meantime, it's been a great day.
It has been a wonderful day.
But it's time for us to go. So
Okay.
stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye, everybody.